Hey, what's up, family? Today, let's talk about maximizing your mental health. Really want to talk about how to think big in small ways. And, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And I don't know if you're, or if you have been in a particular place where you're dealing with a lot of clutter in your conscience. And many of us were grappling with grief, we're strained by stress, we're dealing with weapons of mental distraction that are distorting our reality. And in that particular aspect, you got to realize that you matter. Your mindset matters for sure. In the midst of depravity, depression, so many times people are dealing with a lot of factors based upon things that are going on outside of them, based upon things that are taking place on the inside of them. And when suicide is one of the, or unaliving yourself, rather, I should say, is one of the causes of death for Americans these days, unfortunately. We really have to take care of our mind. When you hear young people who feel like they want to unalive themselves, or brothers and sisters, and it's just, it really does something to you. It's perplexing. And you try to find a way to wrap your mind around it, but you look at so many of the factors, and I think we have to look at the root that now bears the fruit of the grief that people are dealing with, the stress, the heaviness. Right? People are writing songs about anxiety, and is to a certain degree at an all-time high, based upon the fragments of what is taking place of each and every single day in our world and in our communities. And so today I really want us to focus, one, as we're talking about thinking big in small ways, is we have to really mind our mind. Got to. Growing up, I remember watching the United Negro College Fund, and they do that telethon fundraiser each and every single year. And they always say, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. And for far too many of us, we're wasting our mind. Thoughts of who it is that we are. What book can you read this month? What can you read that's going to enrich your mind and is going to give you wisdom and understanding and develop you? What boundaries can you create that you know you need to create, that you need to set, because you're making more withdrawals than deposits? You allowing people to make more withdrawals than deposits in your life. You need to create more margin. You need to put yourself on your calendar. You need to put yourself on your schedule. You need to create some time for you. You need to engage in some level of health care, or self care, I should say, for the care of your total health and well being. What is it that you need to do for you that maybe you've forsaken yourself? Where do you need to say no at so that you can say yes to your future and say yes to your future self and your greater self? Right? What will you do? I want to ask you that. What will you do during Mental Health Awareness Month to show you that you care for your mind? And a lot of times we place our mind last when it's superior to every other organ in our body. We're placing what is superior and we're making it inferior. Why is that? Because everybody can't see what's going on. We love to get dressed. We love to put on the labels, and we love to pull up to the scene with our ceiling missing. We love to look like we've got it all together, but internally, many of us are a wreck, and we just redirect versus facing it. You can't fight what you refuse to face. You can't heal from what you won't deal with. You can't recover from what you continue to cover. And when we do that, we will now move into a greater place of maximizing our mental health. Got to focus on our mind. I mentioned people are dealing with anxiety, and to a certain degree, anxiety seems to be at an all-time high. But here's what scripture says: be anxious for nothing. Be anxious for nothing. Do you mean don't worry about anything? You mean don't be fretful about anything? You mean don't be frustrated about anything? You mean don't be depressed about anything? Right. In the midst of what's going on in our world, in the midst of what's going on in the government, in the midst of what's going on in the community, in the midst of what's going on in people's relationships, in their home, in their finances, things being repealed and redacted, be anxious for nothing. Not just this one thing, not just a couple of things, not just some things, nothing. But in everything, here it is, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. I got to regulate my mind. Emotional regulation matters. Don't allow your mind to master you. Master your mind. And you know how you master your mind? You master your mind based upon what you're looking at, what you're watching. What you're watching and what you're looking at dictates how you're thinking. Who you and what you're listening to dictates how you're thinking. What is it that you're saying is based upon how you're thinking. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. What you're thinking dictates who you're becoming. So we have to get into that particular place to where we are working on our mental health each and every single day. The time that you would spend in front of that TV screen, spend in reading. Time that you would spend on video games, spend it reading. Spend it working on your goals. Spend on writing it down and writing the vision and making it plain. Thinking big in small ways. That means the step-by-step, day-by-day process. The things that seem to be tedious, taxing, things that seem to be monotonous. That's where the greatness lies in. The greatness lies in not doing something every so often. The greatness lies in being consistent. It seems as if, you've never done 100 push-ups in a row. You ought to be able to do it because you've, just seem like you should have the energy and the strength to do it because your muscles aren't strained. No, it's those who make a practice of it, doing it every day or developing a consistent regimen throughout the week are the ones who are able to do it seamlessly, almost picture perfectly, with the right foundational framework, right? With the right skill and acumen to make sure that it happens. It all begins with our mindset. The fruit of your actions is dictated by the root of your thinking. Another way of maximizing our mental health, thinking big and small ways, here's what we got to do. We got to take care of our mind. We also have to take care of our body. 70% of the diseases that people die from, those diseases are preventable. And much of it boils down to nutrition and exercise. Much of it boils down to not living a sedentary lifestyle. You're sitting, you're not mobile. You think about how your body is made. You think about your skeletal system. Think about your elbow connected to your arm, connecting to your radius and your femur bone, or radius and your ulna, connected to your bicep, tricep. Think about your patella tendon. Think about your femur. You think about your your ankle bone. All of those particular things, they are on a hinge. What we can't do is we can't be on the fringe of exercise. Your body is telling you that it was made for movement. Muscles atrophy if you don't move. Toxins continue to build up in your body if you don't release those through proper nutrition, exercise, water intake, movement. Very important. Me being a cancer survivor, stage 4 at that, I have to remind myself to make myself a priority a lot of times because I'm moving so fast. And so because a lot of times I'm moving fast, it's easy to just get fast food. No, got to slow it down because there's only one you. You can't put a price on health, but you got to put a premium on your health. Slowing it down so that you can cook your food. Slowing it down so that you're not basing your diet on fatty foods, oils, sweets, sugars. Making sure that your body is in the right proximity. What you're eating, how is that affecting your teeth, your enamel, cavities? Is there buildup of cholesterol and fatty substances around your heart? What are you doing to exercise? Are you taking some time just even to walk 15, 20 minutes a day? Those specific things can go a long way. The hardest way to engage in that is to start. Starting is the hardest part, but if you start, I guarantee you're going to finish each and every single day doing what it takes to take care of your body. Your mind is important. Your body is important. Your health is your wealth. And then also focusing on what it is when it comes to your spirit. What are you doing for your spirit? Are you engaging in prayer? Are you engaged in studying of the Word of God? One thing that I like to do each and every single day, because I believe prayers for the spirit, exercise for the body, reading for the mind, taking care of our spirit. One thing I like to do is read a proverb a day. 31 proverbs in the book of Proverbs, 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs. And I read a proverb correlated and corresponding with the particular day. If it's the first day of the month, I read Proverbs 1. Second day of the month, Proverbs 2, so on and so on and so forth. Right now, say if it's 30 days in a month, you got to double up on a particular day. It's all right. 2 for 1 special. But making sure that I'm taking the time to pray and get in my word. Work out, word. Doing those particular things. You do those 3 things, you can't lose. Coupling the workout, of course, with nutrition. Coupling the word with prayer. Coupling work with achieving those particular goals. Very, very important. So making sure that I'm refreshing myself and my spirit is very important. The researchers mentioned that if you engage in at least 12 to 15 minutes a day of prayer, your stress levels reduce. Prayer and mental health, that goes together. Prayer and peace, yeah, that goes together. Depression reduces. Look at it. Be anxious for nothing. And here's the remedy to be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication. I believe that's Philippians 4, verse 8. With thanksgiving. Letting our requests be made known unto God. And it's very important. We're taking care of our mind. We're taking care of our body. We're taking care of our spirit. You matter. Despite how much the world wants you to feel inferior, despite how much the world oftentimes treats people like second-class citizens, it doesn't think that unless you're a millionaire, a billionaire, a celebrity, that you have any value. Listen, you have value. No amount of money can compare to what your priceless value is worth. And guess what you're worth? Priceless. Can't put a price on you. And so, because of that, I want you to create more margin for yourself. I want you to take some time for you, speaking life into you. Because when we take time for ourselves, when we move into a place of emotional regulation, when we're healing the vestiges of our past, when we're dealing with and looking at the roots of trauma and toxicity and triggers in our own life, now we don't bleed on people who didn't cut us. Now we're more at ease. Now we're able to create and establish healthy boundaries. Now we're able to confidently tell people no. If it's not serving our best interests, a benefit to us, because we got to move into a place of self-preservation. Very, very important. Maximize your mental health. Don't minimize it. Think big in small ways, the step by step, the day by day, the things that seem to be so monotonous, things that seem to be so boring, the meals that you seemingly continue to eat that may not have as much salt and sugar and sweets in it. Listen, it's helping your gut health. It's helping your brain health, your total holistic well-being. You matter. I just showed up to tell you that. Connect with me in our Eagles community. You need to be in a system, a community, an environment of individuals who are soaring to another level. And we help you to do that. I empower you to do that. It's a great community that I want you to be a part of. Go join us right now. Register to join us right now. TheEaglesAcademy.com. TheEaglesAcademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form. I guarantee you will be transformed. Guarantee it's going to happen to you, for you, and that's for sure. It's yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand. Your brother from another mother. Family has been fun, but you know, brother got to run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy. Yes, it has been beyond measure, but I want you, yes, you, I'm talking to you now, to remember to keep the faith, believe it's going to be bigger, better, a whole lot brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. You know, I realize the extent of your development is connected to the extent of your investment. What I mean, invest little, develop little. But we're investing much into you as you invest in yourself by developing your purpose, developing your goals and your dreams and your ideals and your ideas, shifting you from ideas to income. Where does this all happen at? I'm so glad you asked. It takes place in our Eagles Academy. All you have to do is go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed, to shift your ideas into income, your contacts into contracts, really to grow your ideas, your impact, and your influence. You owe it to you to invest in you. And as a result of it, now you are able to be coached and mentored and be a part of our live trainings with yours truly. Yeah, with me, along with a host of other leaders and trendsetters and trailblazers and accountability partners. No one grows in a silo. The power of mentorship, it takes what I've learned in years and months and I give it to you in minutes. What I've learned in decades and I can give it to you in days. To be a part of our private Facebook group, to get guided feedback through our Eagles Nest reflections, to get access to all of the content, all the live sessions and the trainings of business development, of financial stewardship, of the impact and empowerment that only takes place when you go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. Again, when you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed. But it doesn't just stop there. You want to develop your book? Then guess what? You are an aspiring author. You need to get my bestseller book blueprint. It's available right now. accessidentity.org/author. All of the insight of what it is that I have used to write 18 books and be a best-selling author. You owe it to you to get your hands on that. You also owe it to you to get my Successful Speaker Strategies download. I'm telling you, whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Let me show you how to develop your communication. There's an art to communication. Let me show you how to develop that. Go right now. as well to accessidentity.org/speaker. And then I am blessed to pastor the Remnant Worshipers Church. I want you to be a part of the church that I am pastoring at right now. Is such a great thing of what it is that God has fashioned us to do. And it's taking place right here in the city of Detroit, 10 a.m. every Sunday. 6 p.m. we have prayer on Tuesdays. And then 7 p.m. on those same Tuesdays, we have TNT Tuesdays. Truth and Transformation. It's amazing. You want to be a part of it. Go right now, trwchurch.org. And then I want to see your face in the place this Sunday at 20470 Hubble Street. I'm doing my best to save you a seat. Powerful prayer, praise, and a preach word. Can't wait to see your face in place at the Remnant Worshipers Church.